I'm gonna say this now because I know people are gonna say this in the comments. Even when you call this unemployment news, ironically, you are the one watching this video and commenting that. And another thing too, is that content creation is a form of entertainment. Similar to reality TV, pro wrestling, plays, movie and TV acting, among various different examples. And entertainment like this is a form of escapism. And people, including myself, use entertainment to block out noise from the real world, especially if you have work in school. So regardless of whether or not you have a job or not, we all indulge in that stuff. Otherwise, our lives would be miserable. I know it was a joke, but some people are actually serious about that too. Anyways, with that being said, let's head straight to the video. Well, yeah, dip on YouTube, it's imKingKenneth, back to another video. And you already see the title and thumbnail. We're talking about Mafia 3. And the reason why I'm making this video is because it's a sequel to my Mafia 2 video that I dropped back in December. But also, quite frankly, because it's Kai Cenat, a lot of people liked and hated Mafia 3. Some justify, some isn't. People liked it for the content and the celebrities they had on screen, while people also hated it for the exact same reasons. It's because people feel that the content, or just Kai himself, is not as authentic as it once was, and that Kai is begging for subs. Hence why a lot of people online call this the Begathon. And while I do understand the first part of it, I don't really think Kai is really losing himself the way that people say he is. Trust me, I've seen many content creators actually let fame go to the head and actually change their personality. Notice how I put change in quotation marks. And that's because fame and money does not change people. What it does is that exposes people's true motives and feelings, or just exemplifies the personality. Do I think that Kai simply exaggerates his expressions? Of course. But that's literally every content creator in the game, including myself. Because like I said earlier in the video, this is a form of entertainment, and we have to present ourselves in a certain way on camera, as opposed to how we are in real life. Me, Kai, and most content creators right now are just ourselves with the vibe turned up to 11. And of course, with Kai's position, he has to present himself a certain way, and because of that, certain ways he did content back then wouldn't work now because of these brand deals and sponsorships, and also collaborations. And honestly, when you look past content creation, we all evolve as human beings. I know for a fact that 5 years from now, I'm not gonna be doing the same content I do now, or at least have the same presentation. And the way I dig now, it's gonna be way different when I turn 29, because by then, my frontal lobe will develop. And before I get into the Mafia 3 content, I have to talk about my opinion about people calling it subathon and Begathon. People calling this a Begathon due to the fact that Kai frequently asks for subs on stream, which is the basis of a subathon. For those that don't know, a subathon is a continuous live stream where a streamer streams for a certain period of time, usually a month, and the amount of subs they get on stream adds up to a timer. But if the timer ends, then the stream is over. And I say that to say is that not only Kai does that, but pretty much every streamer that does a subathon always asks for subs, as it's literally part of the business model. And with Kai's goal, trying to reach 1 million subs, you would have to do that, because a subscription on Twitch costs $5, with it being 25% off last month in September. I will say that, however, Kai's timer had to where every sub only adds up to 3 seconds. And because of that, there were times that people genuinely thought that the stream would be over. There was a point where there literally was only 1 hour left, and because of that, he had to farm subs, which, like I said, he did that throughout the 30 days and in his other previous Mafiathons. But going back to the content though, people have been saying that the Mafia 3 content isn't as great as the past two. And I will be honest, while I don't think the Mafia 3 is bad, it is definitely the worst one. And that's no fault of Kai himself. Kai is known for doing innovative content, and Kai has raised the bar so much that there's really nothing much he can do that hasn't been seen before. I'm not even just talking about Mafiathons at this point, just the content in general. And I made a previous video a couple months ago about streaming being oversaturated and how Kai is being used as a scapegoat, similar to Mr. Beast on YouTube that he ruined Twitch. There's always going to be copycats and people that are going to be influenced from actual creatives. And that doesn't apply to just entertainment. That applies to life in general, honestly. And I say that to say is that people might just be burned out from high production content compared to a year or two ago. But I have to remind people that you control what you watch. You don't have to watch high production content or people with big followings all the time. While I personally don't go on Twitch all the time, I watch plenty of medium-sized creators and up-and-coming Twitch streamers, including my homeboys, that do chill streams, whether it's IRL, reacting to videos, or playing video games, which was the original essence of Twitch before it became popular. Also, can we stop calling non-IRL streams desktop streams? It's just a stream. Doesn't matter if it's IRL or not, especially considering that there's so many big content creators that do these desktop streams, like Queso and Jixie, for example. But going back to Kai though, whenever I got the chance to actually watch Mafia 3, there were some things I did enjoy. Whether it's the honorary or freestyles, my favorite ones include Big Sean, Mona Leo, 4-1, Zeddy Will, Baby Chief Do It, Bandit Don. I could go on all day. I enjoyed the skydiving trip, and I did enjoy some celebrities that came on stream, whether I watch it live or just do clips later. Whether it's the Hardy Boys, Victoria Justice, who by the way is so bad to his very day. Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg, Martin Wayans, the Jonas Brothers, and so on. This man pretty much had a guest literally every day, but that's also where some of the criticism comes from. Mafia.me has more of a formula, where they talk to chat, have a guest on stream, do some sort of crazy shit with them, then they leave, then Kai and the Clover Boys do more crazy stuff, and then they go to sleep. I know I kinda got the order wrong, but you get the point. And I do agree, it does get repetitive. But at this point, man, Kai is a brand. This dude got a whole skin in Fortnite now. He been mainstream at this point. And like I said, that's no fault towards Kai. We all know what Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. I will honestly compare Kai Cenat to prime John Cena, hell even LeBron, which is funny because he had a machine too, where he cut his hair. Same as Cena too, actually, holy shit. And that's because their come-ups, a lot of people was rooting for them, and they will pretty much get it out the mud, whether it's professionally or personally. But when they actually did reach the top, that's when the public started to turn on them, or at least a certain section of the fan base. Kids love all three of them, but adults hate them. And that's someone that grew up loving John Cena and LeBron. I can understand the kids respected my Kai. With that being said though, Kobe my GOAT. But the thing is too is that over time, people started to love LeBron and Cena again. And who knows, maybe that'll happen to Kai as well. Basically, the more mainstream you get, the more people will hate you, because people perceive that as a person being shoved down their throat. But like I said, all three of these people had organic come-ups. It's not like the industry plants. People hating Kai for doing a subathon because he gave more money to a millionaire. But literally the essence of a Twitch streamer is entertaining an audience for money. Similar to your job, you do your job and you get compensated. And if people don't watch ads, don't sub or donate, then Kai will lose millions. Similar to how any other entertainer, these people work in jobs to fund their lifestyle. This is not a far-fetched concept. Entertainment has been a thing for centuries. It's just evolved to where it is now, and will continue evolving decades from now and centuries after we die. And Kai, what he said is that I use 50% of the revenue to go towards a Nigerian school. And though I'm not a pocket watcher, I'm gonna make an exception to this video, especially considering it's for a good cause. Kai off Twitch subs alone made approximately $3.5 million. That's just subs, not anything else. And 50% of that is $525,000. Like, obviously we don't know how much he has, and that's obviously none of our business, but that money alone will help people in need. And I know people saying that it's a scam, but Kai clarified from day one about why the school wasn't built yet.
But go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hear people have been asking why haven't you yet built the new school? I'm not sure people realize what it takes to actually launch a school, especially when you build it. You need to find the land, you need to buy the land, you need to get authorization from the government to build a school. You need to actually build a school. And then you need to hire your teachers and get your accreditation from the ministry. So for us who have launched 16 schools in 10 different African countries, we know it can't take less than 2 years. It's impossible, especially if you want to do things right, and we want to do things right.
Absolutely. Do things right by complying with all legal and regulatory requirements in Nigeria is important to ensure that we have a school that is sustainable and lasts for posterity.
Yeah. We want the school to last for a very, very long time, beyond me, beyond streaming, chat. Yeah. So I need to take my time on this so it lasts for generations on.
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
But we'll wait and see what happens with that too. Before I end up the video, I know some people might say that a lot of those subs came from companies and celebrities, like Snoop Dogg for example. But like I said, Kai is also a brand. And let's be honest, man, if he was in Kai's position, who wouldn't want Snoop Dogg or other companies funding your lifestyle? Especially since, as I said before, he's not even keeping all the money. He said that 50% of the proceeds go to his African school. But overall though, was Mafiathon to be perfect? Hell no. Nothing is perfect. There were some things I did enjoy, there were some things where I like and there were some things I really didn't give a fuck about. But everybody got their own personal taste. And part of me made this video not just to discuss how controversial Mafiathon is, but also Kai in general. Because over the past few months, especially on that bum-ass app Twitter, you will see a bunch of Kai hate, which everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And now some criticism is justified. But notice how I said criticism. Some people just hate, not even because they hate Kai, just because they're miserable. And I might sound like I'm yapping, but anybody with enough life experience knows that people just drive off negativity. And it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to feed into that mindset. There are way worse content creators out there that do way worse stuff, and with the exception of a couple, Kai's controversies are very tame. Case in point, Logan Paul. And listen, if you don't like Kai's content, then that's fine, man. Not everybody likes that type of content. Some people just like small creators in general, which honestly I really didn't get until recently. Because why would you stop watching somebody just because it blew up? But the more I think about it, the more I understand is that people see the change of someone's personality when they do blow up. With at least some people anyway. Like I said, we all got our preferences. And as corny as it sounds, don't yuck other people's yums. As long as it's not damaging your brain, or you're not idolizing or morally bankrupt person, that could scam you too, then whatever man, who cares? But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hope you enjoy. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I'ma catch y'all later. Join my Discord, by the way, link in the description. And also follow me on Twitch too, I stream different times. With all that being said though, I'm King Kenneth, and I'm out this bitch. Peace out, y'all. Bye.